Hey guys, Greg here, Bone Tactical, and today we're going to talk with you about what are young Americans good at. Now, this is kind of a possibly controversial subject because honestly, the truth about this video is that young Americans anymore really aren't good at a whole lot. So I'm going to discuss with you today the potential for change in America and what we need to do, all of us as Americans. But first, I'm going to tell you that young Americans used to be at one time some of the most fit in the world. They were first Native Americans. The Plains Indians were some of the most healthiest, some of the healthiest and most fit people in the world at one time. Then later than that, during the World War II, and Americans in general were some of the hardest working, toughest, and most, I would say, in my personal opinion, now this is an opinion, but I would say some of the most honorable people in the world. We had beliefs, we had God in school, and we stood for something as Americans and as America. But I'll give you a little metaphor that a friend of mine who has had, well, a few friends of mine we've actually been discussing this in general, but I've got some friends, you guys know, in the security industry. I have some friends who, working in the security industry, I've worked for some people who have had old family money. And one of the interesting things about old family money is that one person works really hard for, and basically gives their life for a fortune and for their children. That's what happened in 1776 with the United States of America. One generation gave their lives, and either literally speaking, they died, or they gave up any chance of having a normal life, what was considered then to be a normal life, to basically create a better future for their children and their grandchildren. And in the case of money and family fortunes, the person that does all that work doesn't really get to, generally speaking, doesn't really get to enjoy it very much. They enjoy hard work and they live to provide, and then their children enjoy a lot of it and manage it fairly well usually, and then their grandchildren often waste it, squirrel it all away and blow everything, even though if properly managed, it would have been enough money in a lot of cases to last 100 generations in some cases. So that's an interesting dynamic that we see. And if it's not the grandchildren, then it's the grandchildren's grandchildren or the grandchildren's grandchildren's grandchildren that squirrel away that money, even though it should have lasted many generations. And the same thing has happened in the United States, is happening. Our forefathers fought for something great, and we as Americans are squirreling it away, and we're wasting it, and we're throwing it away, and it's sad to see. So I'm going to tell you guys what I think we can do to make a change, and I'm gonna talk a little bit about what young Americans are good at. That's the title of this. That's the title of this video. Young Americans used to be industrious. Young Americans used to be the type of person that would carry a knife, that would fix a tire, that would walk an old lady across the street, that would give somebody the shirt off their back or the food off their plate, that weren't afraid of a hard day's work. That's what a young American used to be. The young American used to be a person who lived with honor and who wasn't afraid to travel to the other side of the world to fight for freedom when the other side of the world was a lot further away and when freedom was something that still existed in America. But today, we don't have any of that. Young Americans have been handed everything that from birth. They were born with a silver spoon in their mouth. They haven't had to work for anything, so to speak. And they live to act like that. We've taken God from school, and all we have is school shootings and Young men and women who have a problem of instant gratification is what we have to show for it. So when young Americans used to be good at a lot of things, they used to be intelligent, they used to be educated, they used to be cultured, they used to be hard workers, they used to have work ethic and honor. We don't have any of that anymore. Our young Americans aren't the best at anything. But I don't think it's too late. I think we can get back to being great again. And I don't think it takes a slogan or a leader or a president to do that for us. I think we need to put the focus back on In God We Trust. Our nation was founded on God, and we literally became a nation for the right to put God first, and we've put him last these days. We need to stop giving handouts to everybody, and we need to make people work for what they need to work for. We need to stop giving these surplus checks because we're devaluing the dollar, and if we don't stop giving out these dang checks, if we don't stop throwing money away, the US dollar is going to be worthless. We have enough military power to back up the US dollar and keep the Chinese, for example, from putting their money as the #1 international money and further devaluing the dollar. The only thing protecting that right now is our military, but we are slowly disbanding the military, and we don't even have a great military anymore. Our military guys have the same issues. The good ones are restricted from doing their job, and then the rest of them are young spoiled brats with no experience, no real world experience. So what we can do is we can stop throwing money away, we can stop giving money out, and we can put God back in school, we can put God back in our families, and we can teach work ethic to each and every young man and woman in America. We can teach character qualities, and that's the only way that we're gonna get our country back, and that's the only way that young men and women are gonna be good at anything. And I'm speaking mostly to young men here because I'm a man, and I'm gonna tell you guys, don't be afraid of a hard day's work. It's not about the destination, it's about the journey, okay guys? It's not about having all the fancy, flashy stuff that you may see on Instagram or even here on YouTube. It's about enjoying the journey and the daily effort to get there, okay? It's about working hard and enjoying every challenge that comes your way and enjoying learning how to defeat and overcome that challenge. It's not about complaining. It's not about blaming the other person, all right? So that's where we're at, guys, and Americans used to be some of the toughest, smartest, and most honorable men in the world, and I think we can get there again, but it's going to take some work, and we've got to give up this crap that's happening everywhere out there in the world. So work hard. Don't worry about the minimum wage. Find a way to earn more. Take myself as an example if you'd like. I've done a lot to overcome impossible odds time and time again in my life, and now I'm at the point where I'm designing and producing the world's most effective edged weapons, self-defense gear, non-permissive environment gear, and some cool clothing. We are modeling the shirts today is what we're kind of showing. These are the baller jerseys. I'll do a quick model of this. I'm going to sign out with this. I'll show the baller jersey here. I'll show the back of it. This is the baller jersey. All right, I hope you guys can see it. This is the Traveler's Money Belt, and the Traveler's Money Belt gives the advantage to be able to carry your items here in gym clothes. I don't have a belt or anything on, and also to be fully. We had a little bit of a technical malfunction with the camera equipment, but I'll keep going. Some of you guys know I worked private security in Germany, and we touched briefly on the fact that I believe that the World War II generation was the greatest generation. So my first time in Germany, something that was very shocking to me, and I've been working there a lot now, so it's kind of become commonplace, but all the cars on the road are beautiful. The public works system is beautiful. Their system of education is beautiful. They just knock us out of the park, all right? Our young people versus their young people, as far as education, work ethic, and learning, is just, we have no chance to compete with them. So look at where we came from, though. We defeated one of the most evil superpowers in the world, Nazi Germany, that almost took over the world, at a point where we were just honorable and great men. We talked about that, and have fallen so far as to where Germany is such an incredible nation when it comes to things like the education system and their knowledge of what they do for a living. For example, if you go to find a welder in the United States, you can go try and find somebody to weld something for you, and they may be good, they may not be. In Germany, these people take so seriously everything that they do. The welders are incredible, every single one of them, okay? Down to the garbage men are like, they have a college degree, what would be a university degree in the United States, in being a garbage man. They're good at what they do. They wear like the full uniform. There's nothing raggedy. There's nothing trashy looking. But if in the United States, down to the airports, when you enter the airport, as soon as you touch land in Germany, you see that uniforms are beautiful. Everything's well painted. Everything's heavier duty, better built, more well maintained, all the way down to the street level construction workers that are just better at their jobs. So we can get there, guys, but we have to feel that hunger again. We have to work for something. If the government keeps bailing out big banks, all right, another example is if the government keeps bailing out big business, all right, another example is the Toyota production system. The Toyota production system is the greatest production system pretty much of the modern era. All right, the Toyota production system makes Ford look like a kindergartner, all right? A college level versus kindergarten. It's just unbelievable. They put Chevy out of business, basically, and the government bailed out Chevrolet. It's just unbelievable. We need to pick back up, all right? These Chinese factories, which at the expense of human beings in some areas, which is a terrible thing, but they're 100 times more effective than American factories. And why is that? It's just because we suck at what we do anymore, and we need to get better, guys. We need to get serious, get down to the brass tacks, and become great again. And how do we do that? We put God back in school. We focus on getting better every day, all right? And we need to stop thinking that spending all this money and giving out stimulus checks and giving out welfare is going to help people. It's not. And guys, if we do these things, if we individually focus on honor, living with honor, putting God first, in God we trust, and getting better every day, then we will, as a nation, get great again, okay? We'll be great again. We'll be able to take our top spot back, even though we don't have the top spot anymore in anything. So in closing, I will say that this was to discuss the bowler jersey, all right? The fact that we're doing this discussion, we're also pairing it with some of my products. So this is the bowler jersey. We're showing off the bowler jerseys here. This is the concealed carry, okay? Stash belt, all right? Traveler's money belt here. It allows me, even though I don't have jeans on, I have only gym clothes on, it allows me to carry a pistol easily, okay? Jumping jacks, no problem here with the pistol, running, jumping, going crazy. Bravo concealment holster, but otherwise, you know, really solid system. Deep cover, just untuck my shirt, and then I'm good to go. Super comfortable, all right? So, you know, and in closing, guys, why I'm showing this and why I'm saying this as well is make something, build something, do something. Try to make the world better. Don't just learn every day, but find your passion and live it. All right, I'm designing this stuff because it's what I'm good at. I found my passion. I found my path in life. I can personally make the most effective edged weapons and self-defense tools in the world, and I'm doing it. Okay, the most effective self-defense tools in the world, and I'm doing it. The most effective non-permissive environment gear in the world, and I'm doing it. What is your gift? What is your God-given talent or ability? Find it, okay? Find what you love and let it kill you. Thanks for watching. Bone out. If you like these awesome videos and you want to be notified when I post more, then you need to go to my channel homepage on YouTube. You need to click the subscribe button, but not only that, then you have to go over here to the bell. You got to click the bell and then you click all. If you don't do that, YouTube won't notify you when I'm putting up this awesome new content.